Good to go. Now this is ready to send out. Yo, real quick before we get into the video, I need you to like and comment on this video, you know what I mean? I'm going to really give y'all the sauce when it comes to these vintage Drakeo melodies, so I appreciate it. If y'all just hook me up one time. I'm hooking y'all up, y'all can hook me up, you feel me? What's up, my name's Devin, I also go by Infinite or Proud by Infinite, and today we're going to be making a vintage guitar melody for Drakeo the Ruler. And I'm going to go for something kind of like We Know the Truth, you know, the one that got the all black feature on it. And without further ado, let's get it. So first thing I got is this flamenco guitar in SRX Studio. This isn't like the greatest guitar, but like, you know what I mean? It's going to get the job done, you feel me? And we're going to change the scale that we're in to F sharp. And I want it to be really dark and like simple, so I'm going to go harmonic minor. You know what I mean? Real easy cheat code to make dark melodies. Use the harmonic minor scale. But you gotta be real careful because sometimes when you do too many chords in here, it sounds kind of iffy. All right, so we're just gonna set up a triad first. It's always a good way to start off like a melody. And then I'm gonna take the root note, drop it down just so it makes it a little bit more thick. You know what I mean? Pause. Hey, so we're actually going to take the triad and we're going to strum it real quick just so it gives it more of a realistic kind of feel to it. You know what I mean? That sounds pretty good so far. So we can just use that right there. And then we'll just copy this over and then we'll just change up that next chord. Okay, that sounds cool. All right, that sounds cool right there. So we're going to copy it over one more time, but then we're going to change up the second half a little bit just so it's not too repetitive. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to transpose this note up an octave, you know what I mean? And then we're going to kind of like strum it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the last one, but I think I'm going to keep that one note down there too. Out a little bit more too. And then last thing I'm going to do for the chord progression is I'm going to take this root note right here, pitch it up a couple octaves and just layer it in. I'm going to turn the velocity down a little bit. This is just going to help create more of like the high end presence for the melody. Okay, so it sounded good so far, so what I'm going to do now is make a little bit of a counter melody within the guitar, just to spice it up, give it more character and everything like that. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Now we're going to go to 1/3 step, and I'm going to make this one a little bit different than the counter melody that we did for the other one. It's going to be the same notes, but it's going to be like a different pattern of how it hits. I like that. I like that. You know, for the other chords, I think I'm going to take that root note and do the same exact thing that I did with the other one. But I am going to go to the effects now, and I'm going to sauce it up a little bit. So this is what I ended up doing for the melody. So I got RC20 right here. I got the little too bright preset, and I didn't even touch anything. I just used this preset right here. Basically, this just makes everything a little bit more bright with the distortion, just adds a little bit more color to the melody. And then I got the Valhalla vintage verb right here. This is just basically like a regular reverb, but it just adds a little bit more warmth to it. It almost kind of makes it sound like a pad, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? And then I also got this delay right here. I actually didn't touch any of the settings. All I did was just turn the mixer knob down until I liked where it was hitting at. So this is what the melody sounds like so far. Actually, I forgot to copy these over. I think I'm only going to copy that one over, to be honest. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to randomize the velocity for everything. Nothing too different, nothing too crazy, but it's just to add a little bit more variation to the loop. So we're sounding good so far right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a trumpet. So this is SRX World. This is the hot salsa preset. This one is really good. I literally just found it too, bro. Like this thing go crazy. So with this one, I'm not going to go too crazy with it just because the guitar melody is moving so much already that when I add more elements on top of everything now, I want to make sure it's not doing too much. You know what I mean? Oh, that's fire. That's fire. Oh, that's going to be fire once we put the effects on it. So I'm going to add a couple more notes. You know what I mean? Some maybe like that right there. Something like that. Let me just do that instead. Okay. Maybe we can even just copy it over. And then just pitch it up a couple. Okay, and then we can just change the second half real quick. Let me go back to 1/2 step. I feel like it's always easier to see on 1/2 step. Fire. So I'm going to randomize the velocities and then I'm going to sauce it up with some effects real quick. All right, so I just threw some effects on it real quick. Once again, got that RC20 on it. When you're making these vintage styled melodies and stuff like that, isotope vinyl and RC20 are going to be like your best friends. So this one right here is the VHS preset. It has a little bit of noise on it, some distortion, a little bit of the digital sound, and some of the magnetic sound. And then it kind of EQ'd some of the sounds out, made it more mono, and then just turned it down a little bit. This, for the most part, is the regular preset. I think I just turned the digital knob down a little bit, and that's it. And then once again, that Valhalla vintage verb, man. I actually think I'm going to turn it down like a tiny bit too. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't need too much reverb on your stuff. And then this is what that sounds like. Fire. Now we're just going to add a couple more things, just kind of accent everything and make it like fill up a little bit more. Just make it sound more complete. Because for the most part, this is going to be the backbone of the loop. You know what I mean? And we don't really need to add in any other like special or crazy effects or anything like that. We really just need to like perfect everything. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these chords from the guitar and I'm going to paste it into this pad in Analog Lab 5. This is the Baby Angelic pad from the Loophole Bank. This is my favorite pad, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, this sounds good with everything. You know what I mean? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take out all like these like top notes and melodies and everything like that. I'm just going to make it so it's only the chords. And I'm going to pitch it down. Take out these root notes too. Now let's give that a listen real quick. adds like a cool like little texture. I actually might take the root notes and bring them down too, because I feel like having a little bit more low end on this would be cool. Now y'all know it wouldn't be an infinite loop if I didn't add any strings in it, man. So now I'm just gonna kind of like follow some of the notes that we've already used and just kind of make like a little top layer with the strings. All right, so that sounded good to me so far. Randomize the notes for the velocity. Yeah, what else can we add to this? Oh, yeah. We can add like this little texture right here. There you go. We can add this right here. This is a little texture for the loop. And I'm actually going to take an EQ for the guitar. And I'm going to try to like boost up like the low mid frequencies just so it seems like a little bit more full. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more full and a little bit more strong. Now we're just going to arrange it out real quick. So I'm going to go to this drop down menu, hit split by channel. We're going to click on the first sound that we're going to bring out, hold down shift, and then click on the very last one. And then we can just drag the whole thing in there, copy it over. And then this is how I usually format it. I'll go on bar and I'll literally just bring it out. Boom. Make sure you give enough spacing so any overlapping sounds are non-existent. You feel me? And then we're good to go. Now this is ready to send out. Now, obviously, you can take this and sauce it up however you like. You know what I mean? I can also see people throwing in choirs in here, bells, and a whole bunch of other different sounds. Maybe even like piano top melodies and stuff. But personally, I feel like this is a good place to send it off to. You know what I mean? Because you ain't doing too much with the melody to the point where if someone were to put drums on it, they'd be like, what do I even do? Because this melody's going too crazy. I feel like this is like a good balance between simple and complicated enough so it's not basic. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, my name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Pop by Infinite. If you like the video, hit the like. If you want to comment, then throw a comment. If you want to sub, then hit the sub, bro. Come on, what you doing, bro? Hook your boy up, man. We almost at 6K subscribers, bro. So, peace out.